Hey, howdy, hi, hello, hola, privet, bonjour, guten Tag. What is up, Vikings? How goes it? So, Fury has been announced. I'm gonna kind of like go over that today. Privet, as well as well, I don't know, as well as like whatever you guys want to talk about. I will more than likely roll runes again, because I mean that's like a never ending thing. Oh man. We could talk about some upcoming changes and stuff as well. And then I mean we can we play with the bots a little bit, I guess. Whew. It has been an interesting week. We had blood for CVC here in Rhett, which of course we won, so was kind of nice. And then now for Fury, but yet Fury or Rage is kind of crazy for us. We have boom. Okay. We've got Spartak. U249. And Miami for Rage this time, so should be interesting. Always fun when we get to play Spartak. Of course, I mean it's like it's really kind of one of those things, like it's always kind of fun when we get to play any other big clan. Playing Spartak is kind of a trip occasionally. Just watching the sheer organization and playing competitively against another clan that is extremely organized is absolutely phenomenal. It's something I greatly enjoy, and it just kind of like puts into perspective like the fun in the game, I guess. So it should be an interesting Fury. Of course, on Sunday during the live stream, Hangout, I will go over like what I will go over a little bit of like, Fury. Hopefully share some battle reports. And I hope like you guys as well will chip in and share some of your guys' battle reports and stuff as well too. If you have battle reports you want to share from this Rage, go to Proxy Discord by Sunday and drop them in the Berserkr Bones chat. 1 second. Pull this up. Okay. So, if you go to Blood and Giants. Oh! Good luck, Sam. So, if you have battle reports that you want shared here Sunday, go to right there. There's the whole lodge right here. Forgot what I'm doing. There we go. Berserkr Bones Lodge. Go to the chat just the normal chat. You drop screenshots there if you want them showed on the screen Sunday, and I will accommodate that. Okay. Whoo! How's the week gone? It seems like well, I mean, the last couple of days seemed like it went by fairly quickly for me. I don't know how the next couple of days are gonna go. Oh, this month is like flying by. Hopefully it continues. I don't like it when it goes slow. It's like once time slows to a crawl, it gets like kind of crazy. Oh man. So who's had fun rolling runes? It's cold. Yeah, it's been actually fairly nice here. As far as it's been nice as far as like it's been like low 50s during the day, which is just kind of like odd for us this time of year. So, but it has been nice. It's still been getting like fairly cold at night, but the weather's just been weird this year. Like normally we have a ton of snow. Normally we have a ton of snow by now. Or at least like a good, 3-4 inches. We didn't get that this year, so it oh man, no. Nope. Mm-mm. Too cold, dude. Too cold. Just too cold. Who has who has had the joy of rolling runes? It's been cold. It's just ours has been like an oddly warm winter for us, so hopefully if you guys are in the states of like in the US, in the states of Tennessee, Kentucky, and Kansas, hopefully you're trying to at least stay warm. From my knowledge, that last ice storm was absolutely brutal. And if you're in California, you're staying safe with the fires. It's just been like really odd this year for a lot of stuff. Like fire season for some states is hitting like extremely late. And then seems like other states that don't normally get pounded by winter have gotten like hammered this year. See, that would be like the utmost perfect quality of life update right there. Come out with an update so you can re-roll like a specific stat. That would be phenomenal. Like, let me get... So see, like if I could take this, keep the 50%, for instance, keep the 50% that's on the top, get rid of the bottom two, and re-roll like those two, or if I wanted to keep one and re-roll just like so say... Okay, so say I want to keep these bottom two and re-roll the top. That would be phenomenal. That would be amazing. Like, outstanding. Offensive fortresses. Give me 1 second. That'd be like if we could see like a cache. See, that would be awesome. Would just be awesome. Like, that would hands down be something that I would, like, get behind. Like, I would 110% be for that. Ooh. I'm looking for the rune I just rolled. Like, this is, like, somewhat nightmarish. Huh. Ugh. The, yeah, but see, like, if you're not buying, like, I'm, like, nickel and diming, trying to save, honestly. I'm trying to save, like, like Yellow said, generally trying to save as much gold as I can for the upcoming Palace. Like, I have a feeling Palace level 50 is just going to be bad. I mean, it's 100 trillion VIP to max VIP. So, Palace level 50 will definitely be, like, absolutely expensive. Like, I have no qualms about that. That's like where people are saying that they already know that T9 is going to be everywhere. And I'm like, how do you know this? I don't honestly see a whole lot of people just, like, instantly having T9 and Palace level 50. But I mean, I could be wrong. Honestly, the updates have not gotten cheaper. So I don't know. I do know that everything I have seen, the people in top clans do not necessarily want T9 and Palace level 50. I mean, we all know it's coming. Like, by no means are, like, you know, we under the illusion it's not. But we do all know that with it coming, we don't necessarily want it. VIP caught a lot of us kind of, like, off guard with the amount of points, and then with the way the bonuses were kind of split. And I still don't think I've seen very many, like, I haven't seen very many VIPs to 80-ish yet. So, I mean, there is that. Also, okay, also in other stuff, there is, it's been talked about. What's up, Pled Troy? I don't know. I mean, T8s get a lot of skin bonuses, and there's nothing that says T9. So I don't know. FYI, there is a glitch. Let me do this real quick. So there is a visual glitch. People say it is the same cost to hit an Uber Chief right here in the stronghold as it is outside the stronghold. This has been a known glitch for a while. 1635 is my enhanced outside the SH. One 1635 is my enhanced inside the SH. It is a known visual glitch. FYI. Like, now, according to what I've seen, Polarium is aware of the issue. Now, whether it is sustained as more than a visual glitch, it was noticed like a couple months ago, I believe, and this is I believe, mind you, that this glitch is only on like PC and maybe Apple. I don't believe, like, I saw the same thing on my phone earlier today, but so far the visual glitch seems to only be on PC that I know of. Like on phone or on my mobile, it was like, oh, I don't know, 1,000, or no, about like, I think 400 more. On my enhanced, 400 more hits roughly on a Chief than it was like outside the SH. So it appears there is a visual glitch that is at least on PC. I don't know if it like if it's just the PC platform. Normally we would see the glitches on mobile before we see them on PC, but there is that. Circling back around now, as far as like T8 base stats, it's going to be interesting since there are no T9 tier bonuses. There are no T9 tier bonuses in VIP. There are no bonuses on town skins, but they will, of course, still get the bonus of like offense during an attack, offense against tiers, and then of course they'll get the bonus from the gear, the runes, etc., as long as it does not have a tier specific bonus on it. So I have seen that every update for the last 9 years. Literally. I mean, I'm not gonna like openly disagree with you. I'm just stating, like, I have literally seen the same thing said. That was said like years ago when they added T6. They added T6 and everybody was like, the game's gonna self-destruct. Nobody wants this. They added Palace level 30. It's gonna self-destruct. Nobody wants this. It's too expensive. 35 and T7. It's gonna self-destruct. Everybody's gonna quit playing. Nobody wants this. Palace level 40 and T8. It's gonna self-destruct. Nobody wants this. So literally, I can walk you through the years that I have seen that exact phrase said. I've played for all of it, and I'm still here. I mean, there's been a lot of community turnover. There's been a lot of community turnover in those years. I'm not like going to like argue that out because there has been a lot of people leave. And compared to back then, okay, so like I remember a time, I'll use this for an example. We'll go here. So, the throne of Jotunheim. The throne of Jotunheim, for instance. I remember a time where literally you couldn't get any closer to the throne than about here. Which like 265,502 versus, you know, where the throne sits. And then when you come out here off the rocks, there was a good chunk. I mean, it literally looked like a donut. Like you could not get near the throne, and then the closest you could get out here was roughly like out here. There was a good like 40 tiles deep of towns. Now whether they all played the throne or not is completely irrelevant. That is how populated that area in Jotunheim used to be. Now, I have seen and noticed, especially the last two Jotunheims, that there is more and more space in here. For instance, next to the rocks. There's also seems to be more and more space up next to the throne, around in here, on and off. And then also around the monsters, which, I mean, I don't have their locations. I don't know where the monsters are. And they wouldn't show right now anyway. But I have noticed that there seems to be like less hiving around monsters out here on the edge. Like this is the absolute very edge of Jotunheim. There literally used to be an entire ring, like as far out here as you could port. So like the zeros, there literally used to be an entire ring all the way around, not just the corners, but all the way around Jotunheim. So, I mean, there is a significant amount of space in Jotunheim now that wasn't there before. Now, like, as far as, like, top clans, there has always been turnover. What's up, Detroit? There has always been, turnover in top clans. Like, there are some absolute diehards in the top clans that have always played up here. And I mean up here as in... Bam. And I mean up here as in, say, the top... we'll go top 10. There have been players that have quite literally always been in the top 10 clans. And I mean, like, they might have swapped from, like, one to another or vice versa. They might, like, move around within that top 10. But there are players that have consistently always been in the top 10 clans. There are also, like, everybody knows, I'm sure at this point, that within that, though, being that competitive, Privyet, being that competitive, there are quite a few, that are not necessarily, like, going to stay in the top 10 for a long time. So, I mean, there is quite a bit of turnover. Now, as far as, like, as far as it getting worse, I don't know necessarily if the updates are getting worse. They are definitely getting more expensive. And I understand, like, that can drive people out. But at the same time, like, it seems to be... 1 second. Give me a minute. I'm going to try to pull something up. Okay. It seems to be pretty comparative going up. I mean, like, personally, like, I remember Palace level 26. This right here. I remember thinking this was insane. Like, I remember thinking 485 weeks in one day was, like, nuts. I mean, of course, you had to throw 1 day in there, because why not? But, like, consistently, if you look at, like, the time... Okay, so 485 weeks, for instance, Palace 26. 630 weeks, Palace 27. 219, Palace 28. 1065, 29. 1385. It stays pretty consistent until you get over that, and then it changes and starts jumping by, like, 300 to 700 weeks. So, like, overall, it stays fairly consistent until you get above 35. And then it jumps by, like, multiples. Then it's no longer, like, 5,000 weeks that they're adding. Like, 35 to 36 adds 5,000 weeks. 36 to 37, at that point, jumps and adds, like, 14,000 weeks. So... I mean, like, consistently, the higher levels have always been more expensive. I don't know if that is by design or if that is just, like, trying to reserve the top levels for the, well, top levels? I don't know. But I do know that, like, consistently, normally anyway, there has been, like, a pretty steady increase in stuff. Now, whether or not that is to retain profit, or whether it is by design, or whatever, I don't know. So it seems to be there's, like, some multiplication factor that goes into this that is unbeknownst to most of us in the community. Like, you used to know going up every level, you'd steadily increase roughly 200 to 400 weeks. Now it's, like, quadrupled almost. So, consensus. So, don't know. Have no idea. It was said that it would be in or so that could be March, that could also be September, October, November, December of this year. So March is, like, the only CH, but it was said that T or Palace level 50 NT9 would be in CH or Burr. So that could be March or could be the end of the year, September, October, November, or December. So either one would work figuratively for that. I don't know. The VIP update was pretty big. And like, to be honest, even I don't believe yeah, there's like no, I mean, you get more free boost of action, but you don't get like building bonuses or knowledge bonuses. So, they're not a new owner. Why do people keep saying that? Polarium didn't sell Vikings. Polarium was sold. So, here's the best example I have for this. Detroit, are you here? Like, is Detroit still in chat? Like, before I use this for an example, I want to make sure. I don't want to, like, blast Detroit if he's not here. Oh, man. Or yellow. Either one of you are either like, okay, so Detroit, I'm going to use you for an example because, like, I know you and you like me, so you won't necessarily get that mad, I hope. So, for instance, if I ran a company and my company bought Detroit's company, but we said, Detroit, you can run your business how you want. You can run this how you see fit, but you're going to give us 10% of the profit. And then my company turns around and buys Yellow's company and is like, Yellow, you can do what you want as long as you give me 10% of the profit. I will invest in your guys' future endeavors. You will give me 10% of the profit of those endeavors. That is what a parent company does. So, basically, at that point, Yellow could run his business how he wants over here doing his own thing. Detroit could run his over here doing his own thing. And I would get 10% of their net profits coming in for the stuff that I helped them invest in. That is a parent company. That is parent company business 101. So, Polarium Ltd. Owns Vikings War of Clans, Thrones, Kingdom at War, Raid, Shadow Legends, etc., 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 down the list. The parent company, Aristocrat, whatever, sold Polarium Ltd. to MTG. Aristocrat Gaming is a gambling company based out of Australia. Polarium Ltd., of course, is the company based out of Israel. And they sold Polarium Ltd. as a package to MTG. Now, that being said, MTG will take control, essentially, of, as far as I'm aware of what I've read, things might change. The first financial year of, or first financial fiscal quarter of 2025. Now, that does not mean at all that MTG will change anything Polarium does, or even have a say in how Polarium runs their games, their servers, their business, their whatever. So all MTG is MTG is about their investment, their profit. They want the profit back on their investment. They invest in what Polarium wants to do, and they get profit from it. That is generally how parent companies work, unless there are terms of agreements. Now, like, I do not see 99.9% of the time parent companies do not interfere with their subsidiaries. Like, Yellow, I'm going to use you again. So, say, for instance, I get 10% of profit from Detroit. I get 10% of profit from Yellow as their parent company for business. And say I start to see profit dropping from Yellow's side of things. I'm not getting as much turnaround for my investment as I would personally like to see. So then at that point, in a lot of business deals, when the profit margin drops to a specific point, they can just sell the company. Like, that's pretty much why companies get sold. And, well, I mean, there's an assortment of other reasons. Like liquefying assets and other stuff can kick in. But, I mean, like, exactly. Like, the thing is like everything as far as the game will stay the same. Like, it is still Polarium. Like, so, like, the whole thing is they're not breaking up Polarium. They're not buying off Polarium games to change them or to do other things. They are buying the company as a whole as an investment point, which is pretty much the whole point of having a subsidiary company. And they continue to let the company run essentially as it runs. I mean, that's kind of it. Most parent companies do not step in and change things until they're like, hey, we need to see more money. We need to see more profit back on our investment to you. So, like, where people are saying, oh, well, when the new company takes over, things are going to change. Like, no. No. They're not going to supersede anything Polarium does with Polarium's intellectual property. Vikings War of Clans is Polarium's intellectual property. End of story. Like, I mean, it'd be like a company being like, okay, for instance, I'll throw the whole same thing again. So, subsidiary company, Yellow Detroit, parent company, me. Me going, Yellow, as my subsidiary, you can only wear Nike brand shoes. That's not ever going to be like, and I'm using this for an extreme example because, like, at that point, it would be like, Yellow would be like, well, no, that doesn't affect my business. That doesn't affect anything else. My shoes are my property. You have no say over my property. Most of it is exactly like that. Literally, a parent company almost has no, I mean, there are some extreme cases, but under most businesses, a parent company does not have say in what a subsidiary company does with their own property, intellectual products, etc., etc., etc. A parent company, on the other hand, could be like, hey, like Yellow said, we will help you. We'll help you advertise. We'll help you turn more of a profit, or get potentially help you turn more of a profit into a return for our investment before they're like, you need to do this. Like, so, I mean, the development mechanics, all of that will stay the same. I almost hands down guarantee it. Like, that's not going to change. Parent companies don't change that stuff. That is literally for the company to do with as they please. So, I mean, I've seen that said a lot. Like, Little Wicked, I'm not picking on you specifically. I've literally seen it said a lot that, like, well, when the new owners take over, well, no. The new owners have absolutely nothing to do with what changes in Vikings. Nothing at all. That's intellectual property of Polarium. I mean, they could be like, we'd like to see more of a, we'd like to see more of a player base. We'd like to see more this, more that. And then it's on, like, them and Polarium, or Polarium to implement it. Like, there's going to be nothing exactly. I mean, Detroit, like, can I throw, like, your actual business out? Like, can I use your actual business as an example here? Because it's hard for me to use yellows. Oh. Oh, man. Like, it would be, for instance, say, oh, I don't know. I'm going to wait. What's up, Baquette? Hello. Welcome to the Vikings War of Clan business world. Oh, man. The stuff we talk about. Goodness. That, like, dude, man, I'll tell you this. Running a business can potentially suck. Like, if I looked at my profit margins compared to what I spend right now, I'm terribly, terribly, terribly in the red. Horribly in the red. I'm negative. Oh, it's bad. I make no money. Compared to, like, the output, nada. Like, half of my quote-unquote profit, like, half of my quote-unquote profit is gone. So, Detroit runs a bread company. All right, so, as Detroit's parent company, say, I tell him, like, if I tell him, hey, price point on a loaf of bread has to be a minimum of $3. Like, I can implement that. So, I mean, I can implement stuff like that, but, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that I have a say in everything he sells. So it's like, parent companies can set price points. For instance, they can say no packs over, say, $200. That the maximum amount of a ladder cannot exceed $200. They can throw that in there. They can say they cannot be lower than 5 USD. Like, they can throw that in there. But, I mean, so aside from that, they pretty much, like, for the most part, Polarium has complete control over what they decide. And then there's Detroit over there. Detroit's like Big Papa Detroit. He runs the parent company. Oh, man. Like, so, like, price points can be set, but at the same time, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that we will see changes funnel through Vikings War of Clans. I expect that 99.9% of the game will stay the same. I'm not saying that the community will stay the same, because I mean, like, with every update, people leave, people come, people whatever. So I would expect, though, a majority of the game to stay the same. That's just my personal opinion. I'm like kind of looking at it from other aspects as well, because like here's the other thing is like what those companies do also depend on like what other companies do. So, for instance, you've all seen the link. Gotta find my cursor. There it is. Oh, mouse gone wild. So you've all seen the cursor, you've seen the shop. This right here bam. The lodge. So the Berserkr Bones Lodge, for instance. As you all know, not only is that like my monetization, because I still am not monetized by YouTube. The appeal process got, this whole support team thing got all whatever. Anyways, point being, I'm still not monetized on YouTube like most streamers. So I don't get paid for views. I don't get paid memberships on YouTube. I don't get paid for any ads you guys see while you're watching the video. I don't get paid for any of that. So this is my way to monetize my channel. Now, the other thing is like, I mean, granted, I've got like one member on here. I haven't sold a single bit of anything else. And it does link directly to YouTube. So the other thing is like, if a company, what a company does will also affect the people that support that company. Like, and I mean like affect as in, for instance, so if say 5,000 of the people that are subscribed to my channel no longer play Vikings War of Clans. Using this for an example. If 5,000 people that watch my channel no longer play, or say 2,000, half of my subscribers no longer play Vikings War of Clans, which means they're not necessarily watching Vikings War of Clans content. They're not going to necessarily do a Vikings War of Clans streamer subscription. So like, they're not necessarily going to become a member of mine. They might not necessarily, like, you see what I mean? It starts to affect other stuff. Starts to trickle down. So like, there is that too. But I don't know. MTG is a company that is known for some epically awesome stuff. Modern Times Group is seen as an international gaming company. So they own 5 different national intergaming studios. Well, I mean, Polarium would be the 6th. So, like, for instance, it's all fairly transparent. They will probably be adding Polarium to this at some point. Of course, every single one of these are different. They are known for esports. They are known for I mean, they're essentially a they are essentially a game franchise company. Forge of Empires, Crossword Jam, Word Trip. Those are just names I'm throwing out that I've seen that I know. So, like, I mean, it just kind of depends on what they want to see. Like, I don't know, but I do know that, like, a good majority of it will not affect the game like we think it will. So there is that, I guess. I don't know. Oh man. Anyways, back to Vikings. Whew. So you guys have all rolled runes, right? Does anyone else find rolling runes to be absolutely potentially horrid? I mean, like, painfully horrible? Honestly, I think I have seen this compared to, I've seen rolling runes compared to Helheim. Well, actually, I've seen it compared to worse than Helheim. Helheim is kind of one of those things, like, a lot of people absolutely, like, despised it or grew to despise it. A lot of people, some people loved it. I was kind of all for it when it came out, and then 11 months on the last node of floor 10, I wanted to crawl in a hole and cry. So, but rolling runes for me, for some reason, is different. Does anyone period enjoy this? Like, out of curiosity. I see it as unfortunately necessary. Toodles, Detroit, later, man. I see, like, rolling runes as a necessary evil in the game. I kind of wish, like, that there would be some form of update on it as far as, like, get to keep bonuses like this. I would love to keep the ranged health at 78%. I would love to keep the 78% ranged health there. Reroll the total and the infirmary. But, I mean, to do that, it's like you have to reroll the entire rune. So it's like, it's just kind of one of those things that you do. I mean, I don't know. Like, I've seen people, honestly, that don't mind it. I've seen people enjoy it. I personally, it's like kind of one of those necessary evils. It would be like telling me that I get better drops going through Helheim versus the auto explore. I'm still not gonna stop doing auto. Well, to be honest, I barely do auto explore now. But, like, I wish there was a way to roll like or keep certain bonuses and scrap others. It's a necessary evil, I think. I don't know really how else to put that. It definitely can be it definitely can be rough. And I mean, so if I sat here for 4 hours, for instance, and just did this repetitively, even went all the way up, and if the bonuses go, for instance, like that. Like, so, I mean, you spend the gold to get there, and it's 2.2 million to create, 4.5 million to upgrade, and then 9 million to get that third one. Like, it would be 5 to 6 billion gold of probably like 3 to 4 hours. So, I mean, like, and then however many runes were savable in that time for the bonuses I wanted, just depends on like personal whatever, if that's worth it. Like that would come out to 99% offense when attacking a town. To me, that wouldn't personally be worth it. So it's like when it comes to what you're hoping to see, what you see, and then like the randomness, oh, I wish there were ways to save certain things and get rid of others. Like said earlier, it's one of those things that could be like phenomenal with the right like quality of life or change or something like that implemented. I'm not entirely certain how plausible that would be. But like there are some changes that I think would probably give players more of a, okay, well, this isn't as bad, or this isn't necessarily like as horrible as I thought it was. It would be like, for instance, in the rebalancing, since we know the rebalancing of checkpoints are coming out, it would be like, for instance, if the rebalancing of checkpoints come out and there's more VIP at like checkpoint 15 than there is at checkpoint 10. Like, it would give more incentive for people to reach the checkpoint. People might consider it more worth reaching that checkpoint, and therefore would be more apt to close the checkpoint in general. But I don't know. So, I mean, I'm just kind of like, at this point, I'm just kind of along for the ride. Rolling runes is one of those things that takes such incredible time. Okay, give me a quick minute. Let me use the bathroom real quick. Get some more coffee. I will be right back. Okay. Alrighty. Let me see. Okay. Back. Apologies for that. Whew, man. I know that right now my outlook on Palace level 50 is roughly like I would feel about gear going up to 20. I'm waiting for what I just said to kick in because I'm sure there's going to be eyeballs and an assortment of other things in the chat. Oh, but yes, personally, my view on being ready for Palace level 50 would be like them saying gear level 20 is coming out. Goodness gracious. Oh, man. I don't know how expensive the update's going to be. I know that VIP, so I did a VIP breakdown. If you guys still want, you can actually leave. If you go to YouTube, the VIP review video. Bam. Has breakdowns. Blah, 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 blah. If you look at the description, it has chapters. Blam. If you go to that video and you drop in the comments what you think of the VIP update, it is getting reviewed by Torin, by Polarium. They are looking at the reviews or at the comments in that video. Just FYI, just heads up. There is it is still, as far as I know, it is still being viewed, being the comments on there are still being watched to see how well or what in general people think of not only my breakdown, but of the VIP update itself. So there is that. I try to do as much feedback plausible and possible for you guys. If you no, never mind. I'll do that later. I try to do as much feedback, review, and other stuff as you guys as I can to get the best information out about updates and breakdowns. So also on that video, if you guys drop in the comments what you think of the review, stuff I could do differently, stuff I could explain differently, etc. It would help me. So, whew, man. Anyways, let me see how much. Hero energy, I have 2,152. Okay. See if they're still out. Speaking of gear. 1 second. Uno momento. Por favor. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay. Like that is one of the things, honestly, in the breakdown that I did. Like I show or I talk about where, what level, what changes. I break it down by defense, offense. Obviously the like multi-stat, so like what affects both defense and offense, and then a few other things like as far as a few other things from like say like general. So like that's general is going to be like your convoy capacity, your time off, production, reinforcement, etc., etc. So like if it does not have a distinctive offense defense bonus itself, that's like the general. So I actually do break it down as far as that. But I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. 100 trillion roughly points of VIP is kind of hefty. So I mean, based on that, we know right there that Palace level 50 will probably be fairly rough. As far as cost, I mean, the bonuses it could give, it just kind of, well, I mean, depending on what building bonuses are, etc., etc. Yeah, I mean, there's some incremental changes in between, but they're not like, the incremental changes are not by any means like huge. So oh, there we go. That is way too fast. Oh. That'll work. Man, the like honestly, I don't know if or what I guess the building bonuses will be like going up to 50. Currently, like the total offense, total defense, total health that we see on buildings is fairly high. So I don't know if that could be the other thing for T9. Like buildings could give a tier 9 bonus as well, I guess. Since VIP gives action bonuses and not necessarily the tier specific bonus, the building levels of 50 or up to 50 could actually break down and give a tier bonus at that point. Like, say it gives total offense plus T9 offense on a lumber mill. So, like, I mean, it could come out like that. I don't know. That could be like, that could be one way of doing the bonuses for tiers, is just slamming them kind of into building levels. But I don't know how plausible or practical that would be. To be honest, I just have no clue. I think it would be a very interesting combination, though, if buildings gave tier bonuses going up versus, like, just being able to, like, and having to have, like, the specific bonus and the knowledge stuff at a certain level before you could just unlock the troop to train it. Now, I know there's, like, gonna be people that are like, well, but that would be expensive, and not everybody could afford that. Well, I mean, that's kind of the point, though. Because, like, look how many people have a ton of T8 and don't use a ton of T8. Or, for instance, like, just plain and simple aren't ready to have T8, for lack of a better term. When you start seeing, like, towns burn, and you see, like, the influence go from, like, say, 30T to, like, 1.5, chances are they aren't maxed on the knowledge for the troops that they had that equaled up to 30T, which makes it, really expensive for them to retrain them, and also likewise makes for very awesome targets for the rest of us. So, like, I mean, they could very much put, like, a knowledge cap, like, before you get tier 9 unlocked. You have to have the knowledge for T9, like, say T9 bows. I would have to have the knowledge at, like, 4 T9 offense, T9 defense, T9 health, at, like, a minimum of 3 before I can unlock the troop. And then, like, a minimum of 5 before I can go down farther to get more bonuses for it. Like, so, I mean, there could be ways that they give us bonuses for those, like putting them into buildings or other stuff that don't necessarily come out on, like, VIP. I don't know. I was kind of surprised that since we know T9 and Palace level 50 are coming, I was kind of surprised that when VIP came out, there was no T9 bonus. I don't know. I can't remember which came first, T7 or the T7 bonus of VIP. I think with T8, the bonuses came after. So, I mean, actually, there might not have been T8 bonuses until this time. I'm not entirely certain anymore. It's been a long time. So, like, there are ways that the bonuses could factor in. But also, like stated, none of our town skins have T9 bonus. So, we could see buildings have T9 bonus, and then the town skins will factor that in later, or as town skin levels are released, then they will factor that in. We have a whole slew of town skins that have not gone up yet to 15. So, I mean, it could be a thing that we will see that bonus get factored in a little bit as soon as, like, other town skins and stuff go up. The personal OS, I honestly don't know if it'll ever come back. Like, I think that change is gone for good. There is no other game that I've ever seen remotely even close to like this that you can single OS something. Like, because your march is just not big enough. Like, that's, I'm just being honest there. So I don't know if, like, as marches increase with runes, gear, achievement bonuses, VIP, I don't know if the personal march, your solo march, will ever be big enough to send an OS by yourself. I haven't calculated it out, but I don't know if it's plausible. I mean, to be honest, like, we send 2 billion troop OSs now. Like, can you imagine sending 2 billion of your own troops to a town? Like, that would be insanity. Like, I would be done with Yacht in an hour because I'd be like, oh, I'm out of troops. But I don't know. I'd have to add up the bonuses to check on that. And just kind of see, like, what is plausible. But I really do not think that the bonuses will ever get that big. Oh, man. Holy cow. It's like 10 o'clock. Oh. Anyways, that's like pretty much all I had for today. Like, I didn't have much. Sunday, I will be live during my normal live time to discuss, like, Fury. Share battle reports if you guys drop them in the Berserkr Bones chat on Discord. I will share those battle reports with you from Fury on Sunday. Check out the links if you guys can, please, and thank you. Of course, Fourth Wall for memberships and more. There is now a, right here, Game with Bones on the highest tier. Essentially, I do have access. It says Xbox Game Pass preferred. I have Game Pass Ultimate. So that perk is purely we can chill and play games together. Oh! And then, of course, there is the donations and other stuff. Check out the GoFundMe link, please. Little update as far as YouTube. After going a month, after going about a month of back and forth with YouTube support, them investigating things and other stuff, they still cannot find a reason why I cannot appeal my YouTube monetization. So, still trying to sort that out. It's been like 14 months that pretty much the channel's been funded by Amber and me and, like, donations. So please, 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 if you can, check out the GoFundMe. Check out the fourth wall for memberships and more. And I will see you guys on Sunday. I hope you have an amazingly awesome rest of your week. A great Fury. And just enjoy the time. Hopefully, you guys will stay warm, stay safe. And we will all be back here on Sunday. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for being here and kicking it with me today. I'll see you around in the community and on the next live. Thanks for watching.